What's up, you guys? Godzilla Fan Freaks coming at you today with another figure review, and today we're going to be reviewing the SH Monsterarts Mothra and Battra larvae set. Just get straight on into this review. Here's a quick view of the box. Got very nice pictures of the figures here on the front. Top you got Mothra and Battra. Side you got Mothra and Battra. Side you got Mothra and Battra. On the bottom, of course, all the legal jargon, and then on the back you have all the promo pictures of Mothra and Battra, plus all the stuff in Japanese that only Japanese can read. So, very basic SH Monsterarts box for both these figures, but very good size that holds both of them. Now, onto the figures themselves. I'm going to be reviewing each figure one at a time, starting off with the Mothra larva. Now to start off, let's just dig right into paint job with Mothra larva here. Pretty much all different kinds of shades of brown. For her main body, it's pretty much kind of this light dirt mud brown. And then on the inside segment parts of her body, it's a kind of a really dark brown, almost like a cocoa chocolate brown. But very nice browns all the way around, all the way on her underside. You got all that dark brown kind of in the face and everything. And then the only really part of color is, of course, in her eyes, where you just have that little dab of metallic blue for her little tiny eyeballs. But overall, just all these different kinds of shades of brown all over Mothra's body. As far as detail goes, for Mothra larva, you can only get as so far. You got all these wrinkles and indents around the face. That's pretty much where all the detail on this figure is kind of really focused, I want to say. Is just getting the face sculpt all right with all the wrinkles and all the indentations and everything like that, or kind of like eye sockets and everything. All the ridges in her mandibles are very nicely sculpted. Feelers or antennas, whatever the hell you want to call them, very nicely done. All her little legs here, very nicely, individually segmented and sculpted. You got all her suction cup feet here along the back end bottom side of her. Very nicely etched into the sculpt. And then, of course, you have a very nice kind of stinger, tail, whatever. Very nice, comes out to a point here with these two kind of like claw things coming down. And then, of course, you got all this very nice, detailed kind of hair-like for, her underside of her body. And then all the different segments on the inside of the worm rings, I guess. I don't know. But you got all these nice lines and fine detail lines and stuff all on the inside of the sculpt. Very nicely done, I must say. And next on would be going on to her accessories next. She has the only accessories in this pack. She comes with this pretty much clear, kind of stand that you stand her up on like so. And you pretty much would open up her mandibles and place in the webbing silk effect part, which is pretty much just an all kind of frosted white, and it has a little bit of translucent to it, so light will shine through it. But kind of a very basic effect part, not the best effect part. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed that Mothra came with something and Battra came with nothing. That was kind of a disappointment. I want to say if this set came with the effect parts for the adult forms, this effect would have been a little bit more bang for the buck. Just because I'm still on the side that I really don't think this set was worth $100, but that's just my opinion. And then moving on to articulation for Mothra, she pretty much moves like any other SH Monsterarts, tail. You kind of got this up and down, swivel movement, side to side and whatnot, and you can even kind of like stretch her body apart as like she would be inching along a surface or something like that. Very nice. Her little antenna feelers you can kind of get a little bit of movement out of, and then of course her pincers or jaws open and close from the side. Very nicely done. I think her little legs almost look like they're segmented, but they're not. They don't have any articulation or anything like that. So very basic articulation for Mothra larva here. And now for sizing and scaling. I got a few things out here. First, let me size her up with her adult form. Here she is sized up with the Mothra adult. I want to say it's very good sizing here. I want to say that This is probably accurate since SH Monsterarts does like to keep their figures in scale with each other. So I will say that this is probably most likely accurate with the Mothra adult. And then here she is sized up with the Battra adult. Very good size scaling there, even though we never saw the Mothra larva and Battra adult on screen together. I still think sizing is okay. And then of course, here's the good old Big G. Very good sizing here, I want to say. In the movie, Mothra did pretty much look this big compared to Godzilla, especially when they were fighting in the water and everything like that. So I want to say sizing with Godzilla here is good. And then, of course, sizing her up with the next figure that is in this review. Here she is sized up to the massive Battra larva. I want to say that this probably is most likely accurate. Battra larva was a humongous monster in the film. So, yeah, very good sizing there between these two. So now, Mothra larva, you are out of the way. And now, time to focus on the golden goose of this set, which is the Battra larva. Just to go straight on into it with the paint job for Battra larva. For his main base, it's pretty much kind of like a grayish blackish color. And then you have kind of like these red, kind of like I don't want to say blood red, but just kind of like almost like a kind of a brick reddish, you know, for all the dots going down the side, and then of course the line going all the way down his backside. And then of course you have kind of like all this mustard kind of yellowish color, you know, lines going down his back and his sides and everything like that. Very nice kind of goldish, yellowish, almost kind of honeycomb, translucent color for his main horn on his head. For all his claws and kind of like feelers and whatever you want to call these things. All very nicely kind of like a dark brown that kind of tan out to a lighter ivory color. Very nicely done. The eyes really pop on this guy. The eyes are very nice, you know, shiny crimson red. Very nicely well done, you know, paint with the eyes and everything like that. The eyes really pop on this figure. And then moving on to detail, a lot of detail going on with Battra here, especially in the head sculpt and the face. All the different, you know, grooves and everything along the side, all the, you know, his horn, his spikes, his, you know, teeth and his mandibles and everything like that. Very nicely individually sculpted. These kind of like feeler tusks, I guess you would call them for Battra. They're these kind of like tusks that come out. Very nice grooves and indents on them. All the spikes going down his back. Very nicely sculpted. You know, kind of like his spike stinger tail. All the ridges and everything. Very nicely well done. On his underside, you got all the lines and the wrinkles and you know, all those grooves and everything. Very nicely well done. On his eyes, you have all the little tiny dots and everything that give him a very insect-like look to the eyes. Very well done with the eyes. I just want to say the eyes are probably my favorite part of this figure. The eyes are just simply beautiful. All the different, you know, lines and grooves along each claw, very nicely sculpted. And of course, Battra doesn't have any accessories, but you can pretty much, if you have the SH Monsterarts Space Godzilla, you can substitute Space Godzilla's Corona Beam with Battra's horn here to give Battra kind of that effect part. But as far as his eye beams go, pretty much got nothing for that, but you can substitute the Space Godzilla effect part for Battra, so that's nice. Still would have been nice if Battra kind of got a little bit more out of this pack, but overall, it's a great figure. Moving on to articulation next. Great range of motion in the head. If you have this flap kind of outwards, it'll go over this other segment of the body to where you can get Battra to pretty much look pretty high up. Very nicely well done. And then you just kind of push his head forward and push that flap back in, and then you kind of just got him looking straight ahead. And another thing too, if you just lift this flap up, and if you can get like a tiny flashlight up here in the back of his head, you can kind of illuminate these translucent pieces and his horn a little bit, and that kind of gives the figure a really cool look, I must say. So, but I mean, you can't really get his head to look left or right. You just kind of got to move that whole segment of the body. Of course, his mandibles open and close from the sides. All these little tiny spikes around his mandibles have a little range of movement. His tusks, you can move around a little bit. These kind of 3 long leg spikes here, all these move and have a range of articulation. You can rotate and move up and down just a little bit. And then the rest of his body is all nicely segmented, kind of like Mothra a little bit, except you don't have the, the pull-out, motion to where it looks like he's inching along a surface. But you kind of do have a very nice, a little bit of range of movement. And then, of course, side to side and whatnot. So very nice, segmented parts here for movement. You can get some probably really nice stop motion done with these 2 figures. And now, moving on to sizing. Here he is sized up with Godzilla. Perfect sizing, I want to say. Again, Battra larva was huge in the film. So, and when he fought against Godzilla, I want to say that this right here is perfect scaling. Not a problem with scaling whatsoever. That just gives you the size mass of how big Battra larva actually was. Here he is matched up with his adult form. Very good sizing there. It is kind of crazy. If this is 100% accurate that Battra went from this beast of a larva form, and of course his adult form was going to be a little smaller and more kind of insect-like, but just really when you take into mind how much he actually did kind of shrink down, Battra's adult form is kind of a shrimp. So, but very nice scaling here, I must say. And then, of course, here he is sized up with adult Mothra. Good sizing there. And then, of course, we already saw him sized up with the Mothra larva. But, all in all, I want to say that this is a good set. Is it worth the $100? It's probably more now, since it took me a while to get around to this review. But, I guarantee that the price is and probably will continue to go up on this set. And again, everyone pretty much got this set mainly for Battra. Battra was the golden goose of this set. Let's just all, deal with that. And it kind of does suck that it is kind of just the 2 figures, and Mothra comes with a little crappy effect part, and Battra comes with nothing. And like I said, it would have been really cool if they threw in effect parts for the adult forms. But oh well, nothing much we can do about that. Anyway, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Sorry my voice is kind of a little raspy. I am a little tired. I've been working a lot lately, and that's why it took me a while to get another review out for you guys. I've just had a really busy schedule lately. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review of the SH Monsterarts Mothra and Battra larvae set. And like always, we are Godzilla fan freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.